Hello there. I'm Dr. Andrea Purcell. You're watching Straight from the Doctor's Desk. And today we're talking about inflammation and why inflammation is the root cause of all disease. So do you suffer from weight that is stuck? Do you feel achy in your tissues? You feel swollen or bloated? What about low energy or fatigue? Or maybe you've lost your motivation. Are you the first one to put on your pajamas when you come home from work in the early evening? Well, this post is for you. I'm a naturopathic medical doctor. I help women struggling with all kinds of health and hormonal issues reclaim their health and their life using natural medicine. So I'm so glad that you are here because today we are talking about chronic inflammation, not acute inflammation as a result of an injury or trauma. This is all about the slow downward decline into inflammation, just like a lobster slowly boiling away in a pot. Anyway, many of us are not feeling well. And here's the important point. You do not need to be a lobster in a pot on your way to poor health. There are things you can do to help yourself and your body function better. And it all has to do with reducing inflammation. So you're about to learn why inflammation is the root cause of all diseases and how you can start to heal your body by treating it. A lot of people do not know this, but if you want to start healing your body and losing weight, you need to start by treating the inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the main reasons behind this huge epidemic of chronic disease that we have, and it makes sense to help your body reduce it naturally. So I'm going to show you how in this video today. So grab yourself a cup of tea and get ready, and maybe a notepad too. So what is inflammation and why does it cause us to feel so unwell and ultimately lead to disease? So in a visual sense, inflammation builds in the body as a result of toxin overload. So if you leave town and you forget to put out your trash that week, the following week, the trash can's all filled up and it's overflowing. And in a simple context, that's what's happening in the body. Toxin overload can be the result of a short-term, high acute exposure that overwhelms the body, or it can be the result of a slow, repeat exposure and buildup over time, which could be many years, and that eventually overwhelms the system and unwanted symptoms develop. So each person's bucket fills at a different rate based on their dietary and lifestyle choices, how much medication they've taken, their exposure to different bacteria and viruses, and their environmental exposure. But it does make sense then that most chronic disease begins to set in between the ages of 40 and 60 years old after we've spent 4+ decades on planet Earth. And although it's an amazing place, planet Earth is a polluted place and our bodies are filters. They're designed to filter everything coming into our world, the pollen, the dust, the dirt, the pathogens, the food items, the beverages, all the air we breathe and scrub it. It's a very important and taxing job, especially considering the amount of processed food and the unhealthy drinks that we consume. So what happens to a filter over time? You know it. It gets clogged. So when you start to feel unwell, swollen, achy, the weight is creeping up. You have lower energy. These are all signs that your body is struggling and it's starting to break down, meaning that your body can no longer sustain all the jobs it has as a result of buildup. And then inflammation sets in and balls begin to drop. So just like in the cartoon, when the juggler is giving more and more balls, and initially he can handle it all, but then boom, 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 one at a time, the balls begin to drop. And the early balls are not life and death related. So in an effort to protect you, your body starts shunting toxins to tissue, right? Causing achiness, lymphatic system causing swelling, your fat cells causing cellulite and weight gain. And what it sounds like, it's a toxic buildup of toxins in the fat cells. But over time, the overflow is too much and vital body processes then become affected and start to shut down. So wouldn't it be great if you knew how to help your body, if you could consciously reduce your toxin load, help your digestion function better? And the truth is that you can affect and help reduce your own inflammation. So the first thing we need to do is learn what is hurting us. So we got to start with food. We have to stay away from the standard American diet, avoiding things in a bag, a box, or a can. And honestly, the easiest thing to do is just shop the perimeter of the grocery store, avoiding all those busy aisles. Your grocery cart should be at least half produce, lean meat, and then you want to slowly start switching to plant-based dairy. Contrary to popular belief, dairy is not healthy after age 5. And it leads to all different types of inflammation throughout the body. So I recommend you start playing a game with yourself and you start counting the servings of fruits and vegetables that you have each day. So you want to start with a goal of 5 and ask yourself, how did I get 5 servings of fruits and vegetables today? And you just play a game with yourself. Number 2, sleep. Sleep is so essential for keeping inflammation in check. By simply going to bed before midnight and waking up with the early morning light, we're taking part in the natural rhythm of nature. So women who stay up later, they sleep in later, they have more difficulty sleeping, they are going to have more inflammation and body weight. If you're having trouble sleeping, please reach out and get some help because getting better sleep is a game changer. Number 3 is body movement. I'm sure you've heard that sitting is the new smoking. So according to recent studies, Americans spend more of their waking time sitting than doing anything else. So what happens to a stagnant pond? A pond that doesn't drain well, algae grows, it turns green, it becomes this breeding ground for mosquitoes. Well, the very same thing happens in our bodies when we don't move them regularly. Contracting the muscles pumps fluid and blood and toxins and allows things to be flushed through the body. And what does gravity do? It causes everything to cool down. So it increases our risk of blood clots and body swelling. So honestly, any movement is good movement. And just start with something like 20 minutes a day that you can do every single day. And the 4th thing is supplement. I get a lot of questions about supplements and anti-inflammatories. And the truth is there are a lot of good natural anti-inflammatory supplements out there. Things like curcumin from turmeric, boswellia from Indian frankincense, glucosamine sulfate for the joints, high-dose antioxidants such as resveratrol. Yes, they are all very helpful and they have a role to play. Here's the thing. There is no quick fix and no magic pill to bring down inflammation. The truth is that dietary and lifestyle changes are the cornerstone and allow the supplements to do their jobs better. The insurance-based medical system that we have has trained us to seek out a quick fix, but our body is way too complex for it to be a one-act play. So you can start taking back control over your health today by sliding into the driver's seat and recognizing that you have a lot more control than you were led to believe. Because I want you to thrive. I want you to fully live out your one great, precious life to the fullest. Because the world needs what only how. By making small changes today, I know you can do it. You can do this. Thanks so much for joining me today. You might want to check out another one of my videos specifically on clean eating. If you like my content, you be sure to hit the subscribe button. And you can also find me on the web at www.drandreapurcell.com. Ciao for now.